Did you know that in Chicago, Illinois, someone actually died from a heart attack while waiting for the L train? Well, I didn't, but now I do. And it got me thinking, could something so mundane, so ordinary, really kill a person? The answer, it turns out, is yes. Yes, it can. In 1996, a man identified only as Mr. X boarded the Addison stop on the Blue Line. He was, by all accounts, a healthy guy in his 50s. But as the train pulled away from the station and he realized he was even going to make it home for dinner, his heart gave out right there on the train. The medical examiner later ruled that his death was caused by stress. So how does one go from mild annoyance to cardiac arrest? Well, it starts with a little thing called emotional stress, which, unlike physical stress, you can't really see. Emotional stress is what happens when your brain perceives a sudden demand or threat. Maybe a deadline creeps up out of nowhere. Maybe traffic takes forever. Maybe you're late to an important meeting. Maybe your dinner is cold. Your brain doesn't know if you're running late because you misjudged the time or because you were delayed for an unfixable reason. So it reacts anyway. Your heart rate goes up. Your blood pressure rises. Adrenaline pumps into your bloodstream. Your brain tells your body that something important is happening and you need to do something about it. You call up another store to ask where your order is. You speed up your driving. You step off the train and hail a cab. You sit on the edge of your seat. All of these actions are meant to restore your sense of control. If your dinner is cold, well, that's fixable. You can put it in the microwave. You can ask for a fresh meal. You can laugh it off. Your body doesn't know any of that. All it knows is that something is wrong and you must fix it. And if you can't fix it, well, then something terrible has happened. Your brain goes into overdrive. Your body responds accordingly. And if the situation doesn't resolve itself quickly, your body stays in that state. Your muscles tense. You start to sweat. You get ready to sprint or fight or freeze in fear. And that's when, depending on your overall health, your heart can give out. Not because it gives up, but because it's trying too hard. So yes, it is possible to die from a heart attack because you missed dinner. But it is also possible to die from a heart attack because you were stuck in traffic, or because your laundry was undone on time, or because you could unfind parking. It's even possible to die from a heart attack because you took the L train. But don't worry, you're probably safe. For most people, a little stress now and then isn't a big deal. In fact, some stress can be good for us, pushing us to be better or do better. It's only when the stress becomes chronic, when it becomes inescapable, when it never ends, that the body begins to wear down. And that's why Mr. X died. Not because he took the L train, but because he lived a life full of deadlines and demands and disappointments, all of which added up to that one moment on a late train. Stress is a silent killer. Emotional stress, they tell us, is nothing new. Humans have been experiencing it for as long as we've been around. What is new, however, is how much emotional stress we experience. Today, we live in a world of constant connection. We work harder and we worry more. We have more to do and less time to do it. And it's easy to think of this moment, right now, as particularly stressful. But really, every moment is just as fraught with demand and delay and disappointment as every other. And so, while it may seem as though your life is particularly hectic and hectic lives do kill, it's also true that our ancestors experienced just as much stress as we do. They just didn't have the same access to health care. They just didn't live as long. They just didn't have the luxury of a quiet life.